Chapter 46 tells us about Jacob's journey to Egypt. God appeared to Jacob in a vision, telling him not to be afraid to go to Egypt, and he reassures him that his descendants will become a great nation in Egypt. Jacob then traveled with his entire family, his sons, his grandsons, and all of their households, which totaled to be around 70 people. They all traveled to Egypt. Then the chapter moves on to talking about the genealogy of Jacob's descendants who moved with him. After that, it tells us that Jacob and Joseph were reunited, and it was an emotional reunion. It says that Joseph presented himself to him and fell on his neck and wept on his neck a good while. And Joseph then introduced his family to Pharaoh and planned to settle them in the land of Goshen. I made a mistake. In chapter 46, Joseph's family had not yet met Pharaoh, but they were being prepared to meet Pharaoh. In chapter 47, Jacob's family settles in Goshen, which is in Egypt, and Joseph presents his father and some of his brothers to Pharaoh. Pharaoh welcomes them and allows them to live in the land of Goshen, as I already said. It says that Jacob blessed Pharaoh and the family prospers there. All this time, the famine is still going on, and the Egyptians come to Joseph for food, but as their money runs out, they have to find new ways to pay for their food. And so they end up trading their livestock for food, but then they eventually run out of livestock. And so then they begin to exchange land for food. And then after that, they exchanged themselves for food. And by themselves, I just mean they became servants. And this, of course, makes Pharaoh very powerful because Joseph initiates a system where the people give 1/5 of their entire produce to Pharaoh. Towards the end of the chapter, it tells us how Jacob lived in Egypt for 17 years and then asked Joseph to bury him in Canaan, not in Egypt, because Canaan was the land that God promised to him and his descendants.